And to the next episode of Citizen Sleeper. Well, I'm out of dice, and I hit the cycle. See what comes next. I'm low on energy. I have the perk to sunbathe here. A safe option. Maybe I'll grab that one. That gives me quite a bit of energy back. And then we got the stuff going on up here, where I'm having to wait now. Peaks progress. They'll let you know when they're ready. And the other item is Stuck Song and Hearth. Stability in the flotilla means relieving the pressure on the refugees from all 3 moons of Ember. So this is 2 done, 1 to go. Oh, yeah, the one up here. I now turn my attention to can supply spores. They're looking for some spores to get them started. Also a shipmind replacement. I have one. I don't have spores right now. But before I head back down here and have a look. What's going on down here? I need to know where I'm at. You germinate spores there. You collect spores here. With a risky option and a +1 to the dice. So if I put that one in there, that becomes a 5. And I got 1 spore. And if I head back up here, what they're looking for. Only 3 would be acceptable here. 3 of them. Okay, so I will give them the shipmind core. That's half of it done. So I'm gonna have to try and find myself another couple of spores. So I use my 6 die to try and get 2 more, and I do. So I'm happy with that. And while I'm down here, I use that one to fill up my energy and come back here. I've got the 3 spores to input now. Access supply is done. As you cross the axis looking for a shuttle to take you back to the ruined cordon, you spot Petra standing at the edge of the central hub. Something about the way he is leaning against the rail, looking down across the axis and towards the blinking lights of the flotilla beyond, makes you pause. He is completely still, his head drooping low and his shoulders hunched high. Leave him be, or approach him. You lean on the railing a little way from Petra, leaving a gap between you. This close you can see the blank stare in his eyes, the way his hands hang limply in front of him. He takes a minute to notice you. Sleeper, he inhales sharply, still hanging around. Are you okay? Trying to be useful. Petra smiles a tight smile but doesn't turn to face you. That a sleeper thing? Needing to be useful? I guess so. Not really. It's a me thing. It would make sense. Petra closes his eyes. Tools need to be used. What's with you? Shut up. Stay silent. When you refuse to take the bait, he turns away, looking out across the docking axis once more. He loosens his jaw, the tension leaking out of him like radiation. You wait. After a while he speaks. I'm tired, Sleeper. Tired of everything. I'm tired of the empty paternalism of Hearth. I'm tired of the paranoid whining of the crews. I'm tired of endless cycles that look the same, smell the same, feel the same. I'm tired of running, of hiding, of fixing every shitty thing that breaks out here. His shout echoes a little in the hub, but few stop to look. He looks down at his feet. I get it. Everyone is tired. Don't take it out on me. Peter, not son. Sorry, Sleeper, he sighs. Something is. I don't feel okay, just tired. I think really tired. A bit like Harry Kane at the moment. He stands. I'm gonna go. He looks at you and sniffs. Get some sleep. Good. Sleep well. Stay silent. Sleep well. Petra nods, slowly turning away. He raises a hand and drifts away towards the centre of the hub. You turn back to the railing, not wanting to watch him go. Seeing him like this, you prefer not to stare. The traffic of the axis rumbles on as you watch under an endlessly shining sun. The same air recycled through all these lungs, the same dust gathering speck by speck on the windows. You take a sharp breath, stand straight and get moving, before the inertia of it all gets to you too. So what we've got to do here now, the job board, the Axis houses an overflowing job board of engineering tasks requested by the crews, and you can help out here. Risky +1 to the dice. Crew socialising. Risky +2. And I've got to aim for Axis assistance. The more work you do for the singers, the more you get to know the crews, the more they will trust you. Can't do anything because I don't have any dice left. I end the cycle. I'm only getting 3 at the moment because I'm fading up here. But it'll do for now, I guess. Use that one in there. Get some energy back. So when I come up here, there's nothing going on here yet. I just have to wait. Timer. That's on a timer. So I focus on this. So then both of these options feed into Axis assistance. Best chance of improving it is using the job board, I think. So that's a 6 that goes in there, +2. Put my 6 in there. And another +2. So progress is made on that. And I have decisions to make out of dice. So when I end the cycle, I'm only going to get 3 here. So the question is, do I use a stabilizer? So I can go back to having... I think I should. To get my condition all the way back up. And I end the cycle. And now there's a full set of dice available. And seems like a sensible option. Put that 2 in there. Energy and I'm still waiting on the 2 options down below, so the 5 gets turned into a 6, I keep working on this. Two away. I know 3 die left here now, so the 3 return to a 4. This is a risky option here. But if I put the 3 over here, that's a +2, so the 3 becomes a 5. Yeah. Oh, I gained energy as well. So I'm just 1 segment away from Axis assistance and I'm out of dice. So, back to the camp. And end the cycle. That doesn't look too bad. I do have a reroll available. But this only advances when I complete the other thing, which I will do now. The 5 becomes a 6. And that is done. Sleeper, Petra calls to you as you cross the axis. He is standing by the same railing as you saw him the last time and he beckons you over. I've been hearing things. He gives you a sidelong look. Good things, bad things, stay silent. Petra smiles. Don't be so nervous. He rubs his hands together nervously. You wait for him to speak. You know, on song I was a teacher. He glances at you, anticipating a response. Really? Stay silent. Mechanical engineering. It's an essential subject on a moon where a single mechanical failure could mean the death of hundreds. He looks at the ground, the heat, the atmosphere, the radiation, all of it is hostile to us. My students knew this. Their work, their training was respected as long as they were careful and respected some themselves. They could have their choice of colony placements. They were always in demand. That meant I was respected, surrounded by friends and colleagues, always able to call in favours and repay them like for like. He frowns. Some colonies are small, close-knit. We look after our own. When the flux events started hitting, colonies went dark overnight. We all knew what those kinds of failures meant. Like always, we lost more people than on any of the moons. He balls his hands into tight fists. Not a single one of my students left some. Our future was cut off just like that. The future, he flexes his hands. What I'm out here, what use am I? Song is a fading memory, and the systems we built there are useless outside its orbit. How am I supposed to move on from here? He looks at you, eyes steely grey and glinting. You don't have to. Find someone to teach, or stay silent. Petra pauses, thinking. You don't give up, do you, Sleeper? You just keep going. Petra shakes his head. You remind me of a student of mine, one who entered the program from one of the smaller colonies. They didn't have the advantages of some of the others. They were stubborn as hell. By the end of the program, they were the most skilled of their peers. They didn't get the best assignment, maybe because they didn't spend much time making the kind of connections that would help you get there. But that didn't matter because I knew they would make the best of anything they set themselves to do. Petra is smiling now, buoyed up a little by memory. Singers are stubborn, Sleeper. We aren't going to change easily. We won't forgive easily or take help easily. But we'll hold strong and you can count on us for that. Petra stands from the railing. When you see Sol again, you can tell him that. You can tell him how the crews of Embersong operate. Tell him we will resist. If that means resisting Earth's imperialist ambition, so be it. If it means resisting the flux, so be it. And if it means to, as you have, help others resist those same pressures, so be it. Petra smiles and then tell him to leave us alone. He turns his step lighter and heads off towards the centre of the Axis hub. So this advances now. Sol. When you arrive at the bridge of the Pilgrim Seat, Sol is waiting for you. You won't believe the messages that have come through in the past few cycles, Sleeper, he smiles. The ship from Steppe has sent a goodwill gesture, the whole catch of supplies from their own farms. He smiles. I'm not sure how we use them, but the gesture is a welcome one. Sol, meanwhile, are apparently accepting supplies again, although a little recipiently, if I may say so. Sol smiles. I don't expect them to change anytime soon, it should be said. And what I'm wondering, Sleeper, is what part you had in all this. So she's waiting for an answer. I changed things, I helped where I could, no part. I come to expect that of you, Sleeper, he smiles. You look at Sol, his eyes bright and eager, and wonder what he sees in you. Are you a tool to be used or an ally? It can be hard to tell. I want to show you something. Sol squeezes your shoulder, turning you to face the left. He leads you along the axis of the ship towards the engines, the clanking of his suit accompanied by the constant paddling and welding that fills the echoey bulkheads of the Pilgrim Seed all hours. With the cordon lifted and shuttles able to go out to salvage scrap and barter for supplies, the ship has become a place of transformation, moving towards some state yet to be revealed to you. You look at Sol. What is his plan here? What is he preparing the Pilgrim Seed for? Or are his sharp eyes simply focused on making it through the next cycle? Suddenly Sol stops in front of a huge bulkhead door like the seal on the front of a dry dock hangar. He signals to someone in a cabin high up attached to the wall, and they begin the process of opening it up. The Pilgrim Seed was built as a short-range freight carrier, you know. The amber warning lights on the bulkhead door send spinning shadows across Sol's face. We built it to ship the entire harvest from thousands of farms to the silos at Pass. When we realised we need to leave, it was the biggest ship we could muster. Sol wraps on a metal plate, and somehow she's carried us all the way out here. You led the evacuation. We? Me? He laughs, not even close. I was a farmer, had a whole load of land and people to run it, and my people helped convert this place for the long trip. He looks at his feet. Others led organised the evacuation and debated the plan. What happened? Not one of those folks made it. Sol rubs his forehead. We were out in the blackest long time before we got here, so things happened. The upshot is I was chosen to take over. I guess my crew trusted me and I knew the ship. I argued, reminded them I'm no leader and that I'm sick, but well, when service chooses you. A loud klaxon sounds indicating the bulkhead doors are ready to open. They groan as they slide back, the metal squeals echoing through the vast ship, bouncing off its hard-bladed walls. At first you will see as darkness, then the lights go on in huge strips that stretch back and back as far as you can see. The space in front of you, a vast bay, bigger than any you have ever seen, is empty. When we left Earth, we didn't have the time or resources to convert the entire ship, so it begins, leading you into the massive space. So much of the freight space we sealed away is shut down. But now we have time, we have resources, we stabilised here, at least for the moment. Sol turns to you. Now is the time we make use of all this. What are you planning? What do you think happens next for the eye, Sleeper? Sol says. The flux has already hit one part of the station, and from what I know, it'll hit again. On Earth, we lost everything. There isn't much time, Sleeper, but there is enough time to do something. Think of the number of people we can fit on here. The farming stacks, the housing, how we can plant some of those mushrooms you love so much. This is the way forward, the only way. We need to fill this ship with able bodies and head for the starboard boat. I thought the eye was your destination, or we can't leave. It was until the flux hit here, and now it's just another stop. I'm glad of the chance to resupply and salvage, but we need to go further out. I want you to help me. You know the eye. You have connections, and you can work hard. I've seen it. So meets your eye. I know you are like me, Sleeper. You didn't choose service, but it chose you. There are other ways. I don't know. Can this work? There are other ways. If you know them, go ahead. But I'm telling you, this is the opportunity we have now. I know it's a lot to think about, Sleeper. Trust me, Sol begins to lead you back out of the bay. But think of what we can do here. The flotilla can't last forever. We need more than just farmers to make this work. We need to build a new world for ourselves. I've heard that out there in the boat there are people who've been setting up since the collapse, making something of their own. That's our future, tucked away in those rocks, far from all this, Sol sighs. I didn't bring my people here just to let them die somewhere new. Sol crosses back over the threshold of the bay and signals for the operator to close it up. The door groans and Sol waits for it to stop. Think about it, Sleeper. Sol slaps an arm on your back. But don't wait too long. This is happening soon. And he leaves you in there in the silence of this vast bay, your head spinning with the thought of leaving the eye. Upgrade points. So, I have one upgrade point. sure where to put that. Let's say +2 over here. No. Don't think I can spend anything right now. And this is still on cooldown here. Peaks progress. Aha! Greenway cipher, I haven't done that. This is over here into the Greenway. The networks and systems of the Greenway have been cut off since the collapse. What could be growing within them? Have to unlock the gate. Still an active Can't remember how I did that. Something to do with stuff up here, I think. But I need, from data, I need the encrypted keys. That's for cryo here. Repeatable action. For 20 cryo. Buy a spacer meal for 14. Get that energy back. Ah! Oh, the cloud. A glint like a light travelling along the edge of a wave fills your eyes. Then the blade follows along ahead with 2 dead sockets slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head near slides past you almost. It nicks you, grazes you. You are desperate to cry out and call out. But you hold your silence and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark and you are alone again. Now you cry out. I think this is where you do this. There's a fluxed node there. Don't have the dice though. I'll need either a 4, 5 or 6 for that one. The keynotes are there. This is how you get the encrypted keys. I only have a 1 left though, on the dice. 1 is acceptable here. I can rest here, because I'm out of dice, so I have to end the cycle. Unless I got something to work on. Go in there. The flux node. I have a 4. So I've got the flux data. I have a 6. So that's empty now, so if I come back out here and another branch with the keys that I've got. That one's been unlocked. That one's been unlocked. Got flux data. Mainframe. This is not done yet. Slice hardware and loop branches. Killer is dead. The killer protocol has been running for long enough. Breaking the mainframe's final connections will end the protocol. Or loop branches catch a killer. The killer protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connections would lock it into a closed system. This risks energy and this risks condition. +2 on the dice, so the 4 becomes a 6. And I can start working on that, but I only have that left, so I'm going back to the greenway. And I do not yet have that, so I'll spend that there to get the energy back. I got 30 minutes on the clock, so we're nearly ready up here, but not quite. So, see you in the next part.